Okay. Well, welcome everyone. We're excited tonight with our team call. We've got a guest speaker with us, and Brody Craney is no stranger for some of us. And it's really been fun knowing him over the years. He's got such a background. I'm going to let him tell you his background. But what I love is his music background. It's phenomenal. And the fact that he's been such a, what's the word I want? Advocate for Nikken for a long, long time, and a wonderful, wonderful educator teacher. So Brody, you just go ahead and take it over.
We'll do it. We'll do it. Welcome everybody to the call. And I'm excited to be here tonight. I met Barb years ago. I want to say it was, I don't know if it was 1999 or if it was 2000 or 2001, but right in that era, we met in a conference in, was it Harrisonburg? Yep. And good grief, we've had an association ever since then and learned a ton together along the way. And as she mentioned, I am a huge lover of Nikken, all things Nikken. And as I look at the clock, I see 25 minutes that remain, and I want to just dive into a couple of really big, important things. We have an opportunity before us right now that we have not had in a long time. And most people don't realize it. We got a huge opportunity in front of us right now that we haven't had in a long time. Anybody know what may have changed to make it so that we have an opportunity now that we have not had in a long time?
The fit.
What? Mary's raised her hand. What is it, Mary? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
We have a sleep system, finally, a fit.
We do have a sleep system, but you know, COVID took it away for what, 8-10 months, but we had one before that. So why would I say a long, Carol.
We get 80% of our
commission on it.
Yes, which is a good incentive to get people.
Yep, but you guys are really close on this. You're really close, and it has to do with the sleep system. What is different and unique now about our sleep technology?
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline.
Oh, okay,
tourmaline. Yeah, tourmaline's great. I love stones in my bed. Sounds awesome.
How about the fact that it fits your bed? It's wrapped around. It grabs hugs your bed.
Oh, it is. I love my bed being hugged. That's just going to make the day. It's going to make everything better. My bed feels hugged and it's going to pay me back. I just know it. Okay. So why am I excited about our sleep system right now? Keep going. Keep digging. Gwen's going to say something. I can see it.
It's affordable. And it has 3 technologies where we only had 2 technologies before. No?
Not the answer I'm looking for. Keep digging, guys. Come on. Okay, first, let's start with this. Why am I excited about the sleep technology? Let's start with that. Why is sleep technology core for Nikken? Let's do that.
Because everybody's sleep deprived.
We have a massive amount of people who are chronically sleep deprived. And some of our absolute biggest experiences that we get in Nikken come from people getting on the sleep system. We have many people who have gateway experiences with whatever product they get. They get on insoles, they love their insoles. They get on the water, they love their water. They get on whatever it is. They get on their jade green cymes and they start sprouting broccoli out their hair. I don't know. But at any rate, we have lots of really cool things. But I have never seen any product out there that causes as much passion as when people have a sleep system experience. And what I mean by that is usually it's not just one thing that changes. Their energy changes, maybe their back or their shoulder that's been hurting changes, their mood changes, their digestion changes. It's usually a multi-fold experience. It's usually not a little experience, it's usually a big experience. Fair enough? All in favor say aye?
Aye.
Okay, so I want you to turn back the time to, we had this little thing, this little itty bitty 1-inch by 1-inch thing that you could play music on. And it wasn't a cassette, it was smaller than that. And then all of a sudden they took that and they put into something like that was 4-inch by 3-inch. And then they took that thing and they stuck it into a phone. The thing that played music and the phone all together, and we called it a what? What was it?
MP3?
We called it the iPhone. Play your music and do your phone calls all at the same spot. We called it the iPhone. Kind of cool, right? And the iPhone hit and everyone thought this is the coolest thing since sliced bread. And they thought it changed their life. And so suddenly everyone wanted everything that was Apple. They changed their laptops to Apple. They changed everything to Apple. Their ear things are Apple. Their watches are Apple. Their, who knows, maybe they have belly button rings that are Apple. I don't know, but everything is Apple, right? Okay, because they have a gateway product that kind of caught everybody's attention. And throughout the years in Nikken, the gateway product that has always caught the biggest amount of attention that I've seen people having the hugest amount of experiences on was our sleep system. Our sleep system helped people with massive amounts of autoimmune conditions. I mean, the kinds of things that we can't record and say right now about, I'll say my mother had massive joint problems, the kind of joint problems the doctors say would never, ever, ever go away. And she would live with for the rest of her life. Within 6 months, no more joint problems. I've helped so many people who have never had the ability to get better because they got onto a sleep system, they loved their experience, and then they bought everything. How many of you had somebody get on the sleep system, love it, and then buy everything? All in favor, say aye. How many of you had somebody get on the sleep system, buy it, love it, buy everything, and then get on auto ship for the rest of their life? Raise your hand if you know people like that, say aye. Okay, they fall in love with the company because of the dynamic experience they have with that core foundational product. Now, yes, add water to it, the experience is better. Yes, add air to it, the experience is better. Yes, add nutrition to it, the experience is better. I always love people getting into the complete wellness home, but I want to ask you, how many people over the last 10 years have been getting their complete wellness home all at once? Not as many. Why? Why did that happen? What changed? Why am I so excited right now? Okay, so Nikken is always advancing. And we, when I got on board, we had a rubber thane sleep system and we had a plywood mattress. And with a little bit of rubber thane on the top of it. And then we advanced to a rubber thane mattress with a little bit of cushy foam with it. And we called it the Dream. All right. And then we advanced, we ended up with this Nature Rest topper. And the Nature Rest topper was a game changer for the good and the bad. All right. Now, this is my opinion, totally my opinion. All right. The Nature Rest topper had new magnetics in it. Wonderful. The Nature Rest topper had completely organic material in it. And all of the people who wanted to hug the planet raised their hands and shouted and said, praise the Lord, hallelujah, the planet's going to be here longer. And we all bought one and said, that's great. And as soon as we bought it, we discovered what? Yeah, Mary's got a hand up.
Heavy. It was
it's
heavy.
heavy. Oh
Big and
no.
bulky.
It wouldn't fit in our black bags. And those who could finally stuff it inside the black bag couldn't carry it unless they had a forklift to take it from house to house. Okay. Yes. And we have a massive amount of our sales force who are ladies. And our ladies said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not hauling that thing around. And so suddenly, is that 10 years or is that 15 or how long ago is that? Anybody have an idea on it?
You mean the Nature Rest?
Yeah.
The heavy one?
About 8 to 10.
I would say, yeah.
I'll just call it 10 years right now. 10 years ago, I saw the sale of sleep systems in my organization because people weren't going to go and demonstrate it. No longer did the rollouts take place because people couldn't haul around their sleep system. And people stopped talking about the sleep system first. And they thought, well, if I can't haul it around and I can't give my rollout, then I'm going to talk about something else. So all of these other things started coming into the foreground and we stopped having all these huge, big, wonderful, amazing experiences out the gate. And I'm here to tell you, when I got involved with Nikken, I remember hearing the story about the richest, the man with the biggest check in network marketing history, the $2 million man. for 1 month. How would you like to have a $2 million check for 1 month? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the $2 million man, he got up on stage and he held up his Kenko Creator, that green mean machine, that beautiful. I mean, the bearings on that thing are absolutely fabulous. It is built to last. It is a rock star product, but he held it up and he said, "You roll 1 back a day, you make a big money." That was his plan. There it is. There it is. That beautiful Kenko Creator right there. So you roll 1 back a day, you make a big money. Well, people ask him, how did you do so much? Well, he not only did he roll 1 back a day, but he taught his whole team, just roll 1 back a day. And there is so much about that Kenko Creator and our sleep system that embody the essence of what we have to offer in Nikken. Because the Kenko Creator and giving a rollout is a sacrifice. It takes effort, it takes energy, and it gives people who receive it a huge stress relief. It gives them a gift. We would go around and tell people, hey, no cost, we'll just give you this gift. And they would sit and melt like butter underneath as we're giving that Mag Creator along their back, and they're laying on the mattress. Why would people be more likely to buy the sleep system after having a rollout than just talking about it? Anybody?
The experience.
Okay, they've experienced it. It's not just talking about it, they've experienced it. Keep going. Think psychologically, why are more people going to buy it once they've been on it?
It's more emotion.
More emotional contact with it, okay? Great, what else?
A lot of them can feel the difference just immediately. I just did a whole bunch this weekend and they were like, oh my gosh, I'm tingling. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling stuff in my back I haven't felt before.
Excellent, excellent. Why else? Keep going. Yes.
What I do when I give the rollouts, I express to them that this is what you will feel when you're sleeping on the magnetic topper. And
excellent. Excellent. So anybody else want to share? Gwen's got thoughts. I can see them.
I smell them.
Ah, Zoom is amazing.
I've seen people sweat and their pores open up and they have a huge reaction when I do it.
Okay.
And that bothers, I mean, that awakens them.
There's a connection that takes place when you sacrifice of yourself and when they get to feel all the cool stuff that takes place there. And then you just let them soak in the energy while you're resting on the side. And I just say nothing. And then pretty soon all these great questions start coming out of their mouth. Like, well, now, how long have you been doing this? They go from just the customer aspect, and they start asking questions they're asking about business things. Why do you do this? How long have you done this? All those types of things. And I'm telling you, you start getting people who get their sleep system with their other stuff, but they get their sleep system up front. They make much bigger decisions about Nikken as they go. And they buy the sleep system as their first product, and they give rollouts, and they introduce those people. So we have a larger, two larger front end engines, and they go side by side. Bigger experience, therefore their mouth gets bigger as to what they're going to tell other people, but it also creates larger commissions. So the person who did the introducing gets more excited because their efforts have been more rewarded. Which would you rather sell, a bottle of Jade Greenzymes or a sleep system? Okay, you're going to notice a difference in your financial pocket. Now, that's not the only reason to do this, but this is a business, right? And so you've got a two-fold engine that's pretty awesome. Their mouth is going to be bigger because their experiences are bigger and the checks are bigger, and therefore it creates a multifold effect in terms of the growth. Am I making any sense here, guys?
Yeah, one other thing I want to add, Brody, is that I always felt they made the wrong when they started going away from the rollouts, because to me it was very simple. You got somebody started, like my mom, she wasn't going to have any fancy presentations, but she was able to get friends to agree to get a free massage.
Yep.
It's just so simple. It was so much simpler for me back then. Just say, come get a rollout. And then, like you said, then from that, and plus they felt like you're giving them something. So they probably feel good about that. And then the simplicity to do the business to me was much easier to do a 21 club. That's how I got the executive in 1 month. And it's harder. I don't like to ask people, but I don't mind asking them, would you like a free massage? It's just easier for people who are timid to be able to do that.
Oh, I love what I'm hearing. So think of what's happening with duplication as we're talking right now. We have people who feel more at ease in giving an invitation because they're giving away something for free instead of asking to take someone's time, effort, or to sell them something. I'm just here to give you a gift, okay? So we have duplication taking place there in a really great way. Bigger stories. We have people who are more willing and able to talk because of their big stories, and they're like, getting rid of I don't know, getting rid of 5 pounds may not be as big of a story as getting rid of years worth of sleep problems and energy and back problems that they got from the sleep system. And therefore they're telling more people because it's more unique, if that makes any sense at all. But we have bigger stories that go with it. And then when the people are sharing, they're getting bigger checks, and therefore they're more likely to share and respond with it. It's just a huge, huge win. And there is from a moral standpoint here. Let me draw this really quick. No, wrong thing. Share screen. It's letting me share. Here it is. Okay. So how many of you here have ever told people, just raise your hand or grunt if you've told people how wonderful our water is? Say aye.
Aye.
How many of you have ever told people how wonderful our nutrition is? Say aye.
Aye.
Have
Aye.
you told people how wonderful our air technology? Say aye.
Aye.
We've got lots of really cool stuff. But years ago, I made up something that I call the wellness pyramid, because a lot of people just didn't know where to start. And the best place to start is where you want to start. Your customer wants to start somewhere, let them start. That's just key and vital. But what is the foundation, if you will, of the wellness home? So I ask people, which of all these products is the most important? So I say, okay, if you're to spend a day in Los Angeles breathing bad air, does it ruin your health immediately or moreover long-term?
Long-term.
Long-term. If you were to spend a day eating at McDonald's, does it ruin your health immediately or more long-term?
Long-term.
Or long-term, okay? If you were to drink city water today, heaven forbid that we should have a glass of water. You drank city water today, does it ruin your health immediately or more long-term?
Long-term.
Long-term, okay. But if you did not sleep last night, would your body notice that immediately?
Yes.
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 It's your body's clue, if you will, that sleep, if you will, is the foundation of our body's ability to repair and maintain and fix and grow and do all of the things. And if you're sleeping terribly, it doesn't really matter how much nutrition you're taking. Your body's not going to assimilate anywhere near as much as it would if you were sleeping well. And you've got to get that part down. And then if you add to that the water and the air, and then if you add to that our nutrition and all of our energy products and so forth, you're going to have some huge, huge benefits. But if you don't start with that foundation, you're just not going to get as big of a response. And I just seen it over and over and over. Am I excited we have tourmaline in it? Yes. Am I excited that the bed will not slip off? Yes. I love the fitted sheets. That's great. But what I'm most excited about is that it is light and portable, and you can take it to someone's home and you feel you have a means to demonstrate it again. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, and another part of it is it was a vital part of the process. Oh, what is the process? So how can I erase this? Just a moment. Clear drawing. There we go. So here is a beautiful telephone. Yeah. You guys all recognize that? That's the telephone, right? Okay.
You're
And from the
good.
telephone, we say, hey, I would sure love to get together and show you all of our cool stuff. Whoop, that jumped around like a way I didn't want it to. So let me see if I can clear and erase that. All right. So typically when we're on the phone meeting somebody, what is it we're trying to set up?
Appointment.
A meeting, appointment.
We want an appointment. And so here's a picture of you in their home or you in a restaurant. and you're doing either an ABC or a one-to-one presentation, okay? And then from there, what's the goal of that?
Purchase product.
Oh, there's our problem. Carol, good answer. But no, but yes, but no. Well, what is our goal?
Bring them to an
So,
event.
I've typically found over and over, folks, people will not make a decision until they've heard about something 5 to 7 times. And the amount of times that people will buy something just based upon hearing about it once is very minimal. But you talk to them, share your excitement, do a one-to-one. And then from there, you invite them to an event, okay? Where they get to hear multiple people talking about the products, and they get to hear multiple stories before the meeting, after the meeting, lots of testimonials, all those types of things. Now we have 2 exposures. But before I walk out the door from that one-to-one appointment, I tell them, hey, let me leave you with this CD, or let me get the information to you via email or something like that. And I also say, by the way, one of the best products we have is our sleep system. Why don't I come back on Tuesday night? The event's not till Thursday. Why don't I come give you a rollout before then so you can experience our most important product? Okay. So now they've had this first exposure. They've listened to a CD, and I've done it right. I've told them they're going to have questions. And I even do a 3-way phone call in the middle of here. So now they've had the phone call, me, they've heard somebody else on a CD or a website, they hear the 3-way phone call, they have a rollout, they come to the event and they meet a whole bunch of other people. And now I'm much more likely to have fulfilled 5 to 7 exposures, and people are much more likely to purchase at that point. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. So it was a key part of our process that helped to give exposure and, in my mind, helped to build trust. A lot of people go, holy Hannah, you drove back here again? And you brought your magic stick and you made me feel like butter? I love you. And it was a top opportunity to say, by the way, if you want to see all of our really cool Nikken stuff, come to our events. And it's an exciting time now that events can actually be live again instead of just via video. But the rollout is a key part of that process. Sorry about the crude drawing on the screen, but there's any questions about that before I go away?
I'm impressed with your artistic abilities.
Yes.
I wish I had a touch screen. I just have this mouse and it just doesn't
Oh.
doesn't do it justice, but at any rate. Okay. Let's see, clear the drawing. Boom.
Mary, you got my message?
All right. So from so many standpoints, I am extremely excited about our new product. Okay. This will, I believe, if people engage in understanding the power of this product and start their green sticks out and giving rollouts and training their team to give rollouts and teaching them, you roll 1 back a day. You roll 1 back a day. Just do one back a day. In Japan, they would not let people go out and give a rollout to a prospect until they had practiced 100 times, given 100 practice rollouts. That was the training. That was the training, okay? That's how important they felt about the rollout, of making sure you're giving a good, relaxing introduction to that amazing product. So as you go to give your rollouts, have you given one to someone else and actually asked, hey, does that feel good? Because I know people who give rollouts that don't feel good. So make sure your rollout is feeling good. Ask for feedback from your upline. And then make sure your downline gets trained. It may be a really good excuse to have a training and teach people how to do the rollouts, okay? Get your sleep systems. I'm going to encourage everyone to have a twin size fit that they can take to people's houses, that's portable, that's part of their demonstration regime. You may end up with some people who end up getting an extra twin or an extra queen to actually loan out to people. Okay, that's all up to you if you choose to do that type of a thing. But I know I am extremely excited about making sure that that sleep system is happening for everybody. Okay. So Barbara, I hope this is helpful.
So what you pointed out was the value of sleep. And I think most of us that have been in Nikken know that, but with our, I mean, you know, the size of me trying to lug that, and I have lugged it. In fact, just last week I lugged it, but I
know.
can't even put it in with the pillow. It's too heavy to do both.
Yeah.
And so it really is cumbersome. So that fit comes in its own little bag, and you could have your own bag for the comforter and pillow. So very, very simple.
It'll be fabulous. And I can't overstate that the cool are essential for people's health and makes it so that we are actually doing the right thing for all of our customers. To me, it is very wrong that we should ever leave someone's house not letting them know and understand the full value of that sleep system. And I'm here to tell you, at least my experience, and I'm pretty good at this, most people are not good at introducing the sleep system, because the person on the other side goes, well, I already have a bed and that thing is expensive. Why would I buy that? And until they are on it and experiencing it, they really don't picture themselves having it. And once you can get them laying on the thing and feeling good, and they're going, oh, this feels so good, I want one of those. And then they can have the huge transformative experiences that come with that sleep system. We're going to see magic taking place, not only from the standpoint of their experience, but also in the standpoint of the viability of the businesses that your teams are working to build.
Well, the other thing about it too is the water, you know, the water and the sleep together, that combination. And if you can loan water with your sleep system, it's going to be much more effective. So
Yep,
we all
absolutely.
are very familiar with the water, and we all use that as our probably primary thing to talk about.
So
But
let
Go
me
ahead.
cover that really quick. If you're going to loan, I don't appreciate, I shouldn't say don't appreciate. I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate the heartfelt reach out, but I need you to understand you're going to have a tenfold experience for your client if you loan as much of a wellness home as you can. So if someone has a back problem, I do not just loan a back flex. I make sure they're on a sleep system. I make sure they're on water. I make sure they have the back flex, and preferably make sure they have insoles in their shoes. I tell them they're going to have to buy those because those are cut to fit. I can loan the rest of the stuff, but get them as much of that wellness home as they can to help with that back problem, because A, they're more likely to get results with their back if they're hydrated and they're on the sleep system. And B, because they're on those other things, you're likely to see a whole lot of other things improve in their life. Okay. So my rule of thumb for my organization is if you loan as much of a wellness home as you can, which Barbara absolutely includes the water, but as many of the aspects that would be helpful in their case as possible. So perfect. Any other comments?
Can you go over the gym that I can't pronounce yet?
Tourmaline.
So tourmaline is kind of a unique crystalline structure. It is charged. And the unique thing about it is no matter what size it is, you break it apart and it always has a positive and negative side, positive, negative side, positive, negative side. It's giving energy, okay? And it actually helps with generating both far infrared and negative ion technology, okay? So tourmaline is an energy producer, okay?
Mhm.
And we don't need to go into that extensively. In fact, Nikken is so sensitive right now about far infrared and negative ions. They did not even mention that tourmaline is in the fit when they printed it out on the website. In fact, when I went through it last time, I could not find tourmaline mentioned. Okay, it's there. Dave Balzer told us it's going to be there, all that type of stuff. And so we can just tell people there's magnetics in there, and there's a special rock named tourmaline. Just go ahead and memorize that one, tourmaline. Okay, tourmaline. And between you, me, and the gatepost, and the people who aren't listening to this recording, when I'm one-on-one with people, I'm not shy about talking about far infrared and negative ions. Okay,
Mhm.
but when I'm in public, it's Nikken wants us to keep safe, so we're not for sure making any medical claims. Okay. So there's not a problem with saying that there, I don't believe that there is a problem saying that we have tourmaline, and that if they were to go to Google and look at what tourmaline produces, it can produce negative ions in far infrared. When we start saying that that's going to create this and this and this and this result, then the problems come. Okay. So it's the medical claims that can cause problems. Yes, Barb.
Yeah, the far infrared is different from the tourmaline. That's a fiber in the fiber, the ceramic fibers, right?
My understanding is that tourmaline generates a far infrared frequency as well.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
that's new to me. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So basically what you could capture it by just saying there's just energy technologies in this that will help the body so much better. I mean, it's
And
best not to try and explain what it is, or even other than it's just energy technologies. At least that's what I like to use.
Yeah, you can tell them that there are magnetics in there, and there are rocks that literally have measurable energy, that you can have meters that measure the energy that comes off of it, just like you can measure a magnetic field. Tourmaline has a measurable electrical field that goes with it. And just say the best thing to do is for us to get together. I'll come back and I'll give you the best back massage you have ever had. I'm going to take this green stick that has magnetics and rub it down your back and let you experience it and see what you feel, see what you think. Fair enough?
Mhm.
And then let them tell you how it feels. So great. Anything else?
Any
All
other
right.
questions from anybody? And Zena, I'll explain the rollout to you later.
Zena, have you had a rollout?
Oh, she hasn't.
Zena,
She hasn't.
Zena, you need to talk to your sponsor and say, I need my rollout now. There would have been a time in Nikken, Zena, when if you went to a meeting and someone said, who has not had a rollout, their sponsor would have been tarred and feathered right then and there. And that's how far we've come because of the heaviness of that mattress. We went away from it because we had, I mean, I remember as soon as it came out, I had 3 ladies in my organization that said, I cannot and will not haul that around. And I went, oh no, this is not good. And the cool part is what we have now is the lightest thing we've ever had. So sweet.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Well, thanks so much, Brody. And basically, what you reinforce, which is, I think all of us have just gotten out of the habit of, is realizing that sleep is foundational. And that is so paramount. And we do that on our wellness home tour. So we need to we're excited when that fit comes in so we can include it. So again, thank you so much for your time.
I want you to think of those wellness home tours. We demonstrate our mag steps, we demonstrate our water, we demonstrate the mag duo, we demonstrate, but we have not been able to easily and effectively demonstrate the sleep system without making sure those rollouts take place. And so if we initiate that, and we can do that when people come to our home, or we can do it now that we can take it to people's homes, this will be a wonderful, wonderful experience. Okay.
It will. Thank you, Mary. Thank you.